what we have here is the ROG MAXIMUS Z790 formula, the refresh model for the 14th Gen Intel. This is the box of the ROG MAXIMUS Z790 formula. That's a whole mouthful. I'm going to skip the unboxing process because I've already done it for you guys here. Comes with this motherboard itself. So before we go into this, I'll just talk about the accessories that it comes with first. White magnetic antenna with something really new, which we'll talk about later as well, just to prove that it's magnetic. Stickers, a quick start guide, which I didn't remove, solder cables, fan mount, ROG keychain. You cannot do without this in every ROG motherboard. ROG membership card, the RGB cables, this is later, M.2 quick release and silicone snap-ons, front panel adapters, you don't really need this. So. Thermal pads for M.2s. Let's start with this. This is the ROG support USB drive. It says right here. So it comes in a really nice white. I'm not too sure what's the capacity of this though. I'll check it out later and let you know in the benchmark. Okay. Before I forget, let's start with this first. So I said there's something new here, and I believe it's something new with all the new Z790 refresh boards. And if this proves to be a success, I think it should be the norm from now, going forwards. This here is the latest Asus Q-antennas. So what's different from the old antennas is this. It's actually a snap-on rather than a screw-on. So back then, people used to screw on and they tend to accidentally break the cables. I know it's quite rare, but there are still cases of that. So this one, you just snap it on, which is actually, I find this very convenient actually, because back then when I used to screw on the antennas, the cables do get tied up and it gets twisted, and I do have the fear that it may snap off one day. So this makes it easier. And to replace it or to take it out is just as easy as, just pull it off. So the question is, can you actually replace this with the standard antennas that we know of? And I assume the answer is no, because the ports are not threaded at all. It's really just the Q antenna notches here. You can't, there are no threads here at all. From the side, no, not possible. So you're stuck with this. Well, generally you don't need to replace your antenna once you have plugged it in. Don't have an itchy hand and just keep pulling it in and out for no reason lah. But even if you're moving house, I don't think there's a necessity for you to actually unplug the antenna because it's, like I said, it's magnetic. See? Okay, it's somewhat magnetic, so just secure it when you move house. All right, let's move on to the motherboard. So what's new on this refresh Z790 formula? Still in white, but you can barely see any black decals or designs or any aesthetic features on the on the heatsinks and the motherboard guards anymore. See, everything else is just white and chrome. Okay, the M2 NVMe still comes with a LED display or LCD display, which is attached with a cable at the side here. But otherwise, it's still the same. The quick release features are here to stay. So let's head on to the most important feature first, which is the water-cooled VRM bridge. Okay, so for now, we don't know who has manufactured this. The previous round was EKWB, but this round, we do not have any information yet, and we have still yet to test bench this, to benchmark this, the performance of this, which will be available in our next video actually. So for the current video, we're just introducing the overview of this product. So 2 slots. You won't be using this once upon assembly because they're both connected to pipes anyway. So these guys are actually pretty nice looking. I guess the only drawback is because it's plastic, and it's also cheaper to make it in plastic for things that you're not going to use for long. It's just to cover the hole during the transportation process. And once you assemble this, you won't use this anymore. Okay? If you look closely in the B-rolls, there are 3 sensors here. They are called the ROG water cooling zone. So you can just apply your probes here just to find out whatever it does. So it's water in, water out, and water flow. Okay? But we'll test this in the next video. Okay, on to the I/O plates. I/O plate, this is very important here. I need to point something out in the upcoming refresh motherboards. First of all, there will no longer be any display ports at the back. Let's set something straight. When you own a motherboard like this, you're likely going to run a 14700 or a 14900. Okay? You don't use this for display. The reason for this HDMI port is for diagnosing the motherboard when you need to do some troubleshooting. But otherwise, you won't be using this much. So hence, you don't need the display port as well. Why? Because it's going to come from your GPU. At the back here, there are 4 USB 3 slots, 5 USB 3.2 slots, and 3 USB-Cs, which 2 of them are, there are 2 Thunderbolt slots as well on the USB-C, and a 5G Ethernet port. It's quite a lot actually for this motherboard. Do you think so? Do you not? For E-ATX, you like it, right?
ATX.
It's ATX, ah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh yeah, it's ATX. Yeah, I like it. It feels like an E-ATX. Yes. As you can hear from Dinak's voice in the background, or if you don't hear it, it's in the subtitle. I thought this was an E-ATX. It's not. It's actually an ATX, and it makes it better. I don't need to put this in a very big casing. Yes. Okay, this one I think I have to give it extra points because it's an ATX. If it's EE-ATX, it's standard. ATX, better. MATX, even better, but okay, who are we kidding? MATX on the formula. No one would want that. Okay? But otherwise, yes, you have a plethora of USB ports. They support 10, the red ones, the 3.2s. I don't think they're 3.2s, they're the newer ones. This is not 3.2 already. Are they? We'll test it and let you find out in the next video. But they're rated for 10 gigabits per second transfer rate. The 3.0s are 5 GBs. Ethernet is 5G. And talking about Ethernet, Wi-Fi. All right, this is very important. So moving forward, the Z790s, the refresh, all comes with Wi-Fi 7. So this will be the first wave of motherboards in the market to actually support Wi-Fi 7. If you don't know what Wi-Fi 7 is, the contents, there are many contents on Wi-Fi 7 already. Check it out, check them out, okay? But this is not Asus' first Wi-Fi 7 consumer product. This is the ROG Phone 7. All right. After the ROG Phone 7, I was waiting for a very long time. I was hoping that they'll release something for the 13th gen, but no, I had to wait until the 14th gen to get a Wi-Fi 7 motherboard. The Intel chip is the Intel B200 chip. They're supporting the Ethernet, and it's a BT 5.4. So out with Bluetooth 5.2. You even skip 5.3. I think most of us will have skipped 5.3 as well. I don't think I've seen a 5.3 in market here. And now we have a Bluetooth 5.4. So I assume the communication quality should be better, 5.4. No more breaking signals and whatnot. No more audio lags in Windows. I hope. Lah. Well, one can always hope. So in the previous formula, which is also a Z690, I think. 690, right? The previous one? Yeah. It comes with the M.2, ROG M.2 hyper what already? Yeah?
Hyper M.2 card.
Yeah, Hyper M.2 card, which is a PCIe 5.0. Okay. But for this, I'm not sure how I can lift this up nicely without breaking it. Okay. The first lane is a 5.0. The remaining here, I'm just going to open it up, are not. They are PCIe 4. So let's see how many there are inside. So at the bottom here, there are four M.2 slots, and all four of them are PCIe 4. You know what they should further innovate? I mean, Asus, they have this quick release clips, quick release clip for GPU, there's Q-antenna, all this Q, right? I think they should further innovate these M.2 screws. Give it some Q something as well, so that it's easier to, put it in and pull it out. Seriously, this thing is a hassle. But otherwise, yes, the Z790 formula. It's a very beautiful board actually. It fits anything white. It's your Asus white, okay? And it's designed to pair well with anything for you white PC lovers out there. So for an example, what I have here is an AlphaCool Core 1 CPU block in white. And if I'm to pair the color scheme, I think it's not bad. Let me know what you guys think. Enjoy the B-rolls.